Welcome back to Tucson, Arizona, Clark Park, and the WPH Icebreaker number 2. My name is Dave Vincent. Alongside David Fink, we have a good one here. Leo Canales Jr. and Abe Montijo going up against Shorty Ruiz and Sam Esser. Men's semifinals of the small ball doubles is now live. Number 2 versus number 3 seed here. Winner to the finals.
Expect a long one here, Dave. This is best of 3, all games to 15. And Shorty disappointed with his loss yesterday to Leo in
from Tucson, Arizona,
singles, and he said, I will be coming back strong tomorrow in doubles.
Canales.
So he's already promised that. Does not want to let his partner down.
Serve from Tucson, Arizona, Shorty Ruiz, and from Tucson, Arizona, Sam Esser. 0, serve,
Abe
0.
loves doubles as well, Dave. And I think this pairing of Abe and Leo is going to mesh really well.
Boy.
Yeah, you kind of look at this and say, why haven't these guys played before?
I think this is going to be a formidable team going forward. I think you'll see them pairing up together pretty much in every event.
Well, I also think the same about Shorty and Sam, right?
Well, Shorty and Sam are the 3-wall national champions, so I think they're bonded now. They did lose in the first Icebreaker doubles final to the Flying
1, serve,
Cordovas.
0.
You'll hear Sam say that he considers Shorty the best backcourt player in 3-wall, and he likes to just play up there in the
0,
front.
serves 1.
Yeah, Shorty is really good back there. And as we say that, he doesn't get that ball back, but that's a hard ball to get back.
All 4 of these guys, Dave, are really close rivals
Second man. 0,
in
serves
singles,
1.
3-wall and 4-wall. I think it's fun for them to team up.
Point.
Against each other.
1, serves 1.
You look at Shorty and Sam, Dave, that's one of the best rivalries in handball right now. Leo and Shorty, one of the best rivalries, Leo and Sam.
Point.
And Abe has wins against all these guys as well.
2, serves 1. Point.
3 of these
serves
guys
1.
in the top 8 on the race for 8. Abe is just outside the top 8. Had a very good chance to finish in the top 8, Abe did, but wasn't able to make the Players' Championship.
4, serves 1.
Yeah, that's right.
Abe has won a lot of big doubles titles. Teamed with Killian Carroll to win the Armed Forces 3 years in a row, undefeated.
Side out. One, serves 4. Point.
Abe's got an awesome serve out
2,
here.
serves 4.
Tons of power and hop.
Point.
Abe out of this tournament in the round of 16. Shorty, round of 8. Sam in the round of 16 in a big upset. And then Leo in the semifinals. So all these guys are very motivated. It's not like, you know, they have to save any energy for the singles.
4, serves 4. Long ball. Second serve. Point.
Shorty beating Sam Dave at the 4-wall nationals in
5, serves
June
4.
to make the semifinals there, where he lost to Martin.
Pretty good showing from Shorty, actually.
Yeah.
Those are tough wins.
Sam had beat Shorty 3 times in a row earlier in the year.
Point. Six,
In this
serve
tournament,
four.
Abe Montijo and Leo Canales Jr. got past Brant Bennigan and David Munoz out of Phoenix. That one was 25-6. Earlier rounds played to 25.
Brant's a name I think you're going to see a lot in the upcoming Icebreaker series.
Well, if he keeps traveling, then we will, because he's obviously talented.
He's already entered in the Clark Breaker.
Well, that's great. Shorty
Point.
Ruiz and Sam Esser defeated Waddy Pup and Jab, John Bike Jr. in the earlier round. That was a little bit more competitive, 25-11. Both really good kids,
8, serve four.
Waddy Pup and Jab.
It's true.
Point. Nine, serve four.
We're going to 15. It's 9-4, game number 1. What do you think of this aerial shot, Dave?
Very cool.
Pretty stable. You don't see, the weather's terrible. It's kind of windy up here, but the camera's pretty level. It's actually, the footage is coming from a DJI Mini Pro 3 drone.
10, serves four.
I thought so.
And the airport, which is located fairly close, plus the Air Force Base, which is even closer,
One ball.
not too happy about it, as I'm getting notifications on my phone. It's funny how they know.
Replay, 10, serves four.
Not sure how they know, but they do know it's in the air, and they're not happy about it, and I'm getting notifications to bring it down a level or two, but I keep acting like I'm not reading it.
Don't they know about the importance of this
Second man, 10,
match
serves
and
four.
event?
Well, I'm going to contest that in court.
Yeah. I think once they see the videos, they'll understand why it was.
Once they see
So
how many
critical.
fans are enjoying this, they're going to realize.
And just the excitement of this event.
Point.
It's undeniable.
11, serves four. Point. 12, serves four.
I went up to fly a drone up on Mount Lemon one day, and I went to the hike to the secret spot overlooking this little kind of remote lake. And the police were there, so I was just kind of like watching them in the distance, and they were arresting another couple guys that were flying drones over the lake. And I go, I think I'll just put this back in my backpack. Because they're using the lake. The helicopters were flying in because there was a forest fire that was near. And they were using the lake to pick up water, and these guys were flying their drone to kind of capture the helicopter, which was a no-no. I didn't know about the helicopter. I slowly snuck my drone back into the backpack, hiked myself back out of the canyon, act like I wasn't there.
Replay, 13, serves four.
Yeah, you sort of just blend right in.
Hard to see me in my red shirt out in the middle of the forest,
Yeah.
size of Bigfoot. That's why I keep my hair short.
Yeah.
4, serve 13.
We're going to 15. Would you have guessed this outcome here, Dave, so far?
Well, I would have predicted a tiebreaker here, so
Point.
kind of just waiting for the third game now.
5, serve 13.
I predict the tiebreaker will be close. I don't know about the first two games.
So you know it's going breaker.
Yes.
Second man,
I
5, serves
think
13.
you put any of these guys against one another in singles, it's probably going breaker. And in doubles, I'm sure it's going breaker.
Replay. 5 serves 13.
Shorty's about as good as you can see out here with that control left down that left wall.
Look at great shot there from Shorty.
This can be a setup.
Hold it.
Now, Dave, I know you've got your fun facts in front of you, always studying them, but can you name the player on this court or players that have won Icebreaker singles titles?
Abraham,
Out.
Shorty, and Sam.
No, just Abraham has won an Icebreaker singles title on
Wow.
this court.
Oh, you mean court 2?
No,
I have to know the exact court number?
on the Icebreaker series.
Oh, okay. You said on this court.
No.
Sorry.
On the Icebreaker tour.
I would have been wrong either way.
Yeah.
But I'm still trying to argue
Yeah,
like
it's
it would have
13
been
serves
right.
5.
I'm trying to argue as
Yeah,
if to try to get the question thrown out in court.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's working.
Well, you could probably hire Max as your attorney.
Point.
He's the best there is.
It's true.
Game point serves 5.
Leo is the only player on the court that has not been in an Icebreaker singles final. The other three have all been in finals. Abe is the only one on the court to have won an Icebreaker.
Yeah, I remember when he won it. 15-5 here for Montijo. Canales in game number 1. We'll have number 2 coming up right around the corner. You're predicting a tiebreaker. And if Ruiz and Esser play like they did in game number 1, there won't be a tiebreaker. So we'll see what happens here in game number 2 as we are back. Sun's starting to kind of creep in and out of those clouds. We've had a terrible weekend of rain, but it's all seemed to sort of worked itself out here.
Well, Sam will tell you that he is a notoriously slow starter.
All right, second game.
And I think that had a lot to do with that first game blowout.
0 serves 0.
It's rare that you'll see Sam play 2 bad games in a row. Such a great shot there from Sam. That left-handed fly kill. Sam told me that he loves three-ball because he thinks it's really improved his fly kill. He never had one before. I played him the first time he ever played three-ball, and the first thing I noticed were his fly kills. I think he's always had them, my point.
Point.
You know, I wasn't there to play him necessarily, but I did watch, and I always felt like he had a good fly kill early on.
Right, that was, to me, the strength of his game. Both hands.
The weakness of his game is he goes away from that stuff that he's good at, and he does, he goes through these wild fish shots and weird, moments of the game, and he takes himself out of what he does best. Because when he plays that sort of pure game of handball, he's really good. And then when he gets desperate and he starts going with fish shots and, tries to hurry the ball up sometimes, that's when he makes these mistakes. He's definitely still getting better, though. Ball's in.
4 serves 0.
What was the call?
Out.
Sam entered the 2021-22 race for 8 season having never won a round of 16 match on the race. And he finished the year at number 6. At one point, racking up 3 straight 5th place finishes. He still has not made a semifinal yet on the race. But he did get some big wins last season, including Daniel Cordova, Leo Canales.
Well, it's tough making it all the way to number 6 and not have a semifinal under your belt.
You remember the first year on tour, I think only 4 people made the semifinals all season. I think it was the same 4 people. In more recent years, we've seen a lot of different players in those later rounds.
Well, there's a bigger separation back in the older days, earlier days of the WPH.
Mm-hmm.
Now it seems that everyone's getting a lot closer.
Zero serves 5.
Yikes. Boy. Not only made that ball back, but it was about 10 feet up from the front wall.
Abe's very strong. Loves to pound the ball overhand.
Second man, 0 serves 5.
Abe, a former 3-wall national finalist.
Point. One serves 5. Point.
Look at that great hop there from Leo. That's called the Juarez hop on tour, Dave.
2 serves 5.
There's that shot
Point.
that Leo said he wasn't good at.
Sam had never defeated Leo in a tournament before, Dave, until this season. 13 straight losses, then beat him 3 times in a row this season before losing to him in
4 serves 5.
later in the summer.
That out. Five serves 4. Deep ball. Second serve. Second man, 5 serves 4. Second serve.
This is game number 2 of the men's semifinals of the small ball bracket.
6 serves 4.
First game going to Leo Canales and Abraham Montijo. You can see that with a little dot next to their name on the scorecard there. You're wondering what that means? That red dot just signifies that they won a game.
Point.
Abe apologizing for sticking his left hand out, knowing that Leo was behind him with that strong right. Dave, are the leg exercises different that a player has to go through in order to play outdoor versus indoor? Are they 2 different exercises, or are they the same but just modified a little bit?
7 serves 4.
If I wanted to get better footwork.
Oh, okay, the agility exercises.
Yeah, I mean, is it slightly different for being outdoor? Or is it the same exact exercises I would do if I were to do indoor?
Well, I think the same exercises would work for both, but you're going to cover more ground outdoors.
7 serves 4.
There's never a time inside that you're going to have to run 35 feet to get to a ball.
Right. So how do you modify the workout?
Are you looking for a new coaching center?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
No, I just was wondering if there was like do the same exercises, but maybe longer between cones or
Yeah, I hadn't
longer
thought
reps.
about that.
I wasn't sure if I was supposed to ask you or Travis Owen.
Right.
I want to get T.O. involved here. Get another 5 YouTube videos out of it.
You mean likes or views?
Views. No, videos. The total video itself. Although 5 would be heavenly.
5
Likes.
likes.
Yeah.
No, that's impossible. 5 views is, I think,
Pushing it.
I
but
mean, it's
still,
possible.
Still. Look at that view. Clark Park. I'm surprised we're able to even see the monitors here because of this splashback of sun that we're now getting into the courts. Didn't bring the sunglasses today because I knew it was going to rain. What was I thinking? You know that the sun's going to come out eventually. Put the sunglasses in the sunglass case and put it in your truck and drive. Some would say, why don't you just leave it in the truck? Well, it's sunny at home too.
in your living room.
Backyard, swimming pool.
You go for a lot of swims?
No.
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 Thanks.
My job around the swimming pool is to keep it clean.
Okay.
Almost fell into it one day. However.
6 or 7.
Smart play from Canales after that timeout. Deep serve and then fly kills the right corner, boxing out Shorty on his left. Hip goes right to front. Another deep serve, looking for a weak return. See if he puts this ball away as well. That ball just totally fooled Shorty. Abraham put a little flicker on that. Might have had a little hop.
8 or 7.
Sam plays that shot about as well as anyone.
Yeah, and he says Shorty's the best out on the deep line.
That perfect shot. No way to return that. Too good. First look at Brent Bettigan there, Dave. Refereeing.
Point. Eight, sirs, 8.
Jesus Christ, Shorty.
Eight, sirs, 8. One ball.
We're all together at 8. We're going to 15, second serve. Abraham Montijo wearing the red sleeveless, serving the ball with his partner, Leo Canales Jr.
No wall.
Hear that? Abraham said no wall, meaning that from his angle he saw that the ball wasn't going to clip the sidewall, that it was going to run out. So he told his partner no wall.
9, sirs, 8.
This is some doubles lingo.
Well, you know that Leo slicing over from right to left, he can't see that angle of the ball as well as Abraham does. So he's going to have to try to play both it clipping that sidewall or running out. And Abraham said no wall, so Leo just kept running.
Thanks, sir.
You know, there's some interesting things going on here. When the server on the left, Leo, is serving, if he serves to his side, it's really Abraham's job to now cover the back, because Leo can't back into the guy on his side of the court. But instead, Abraham's staying on the right, and Leo's covering the deep court when it's hit to his side. Now, if Leo would serve it to the right side where Sam Esser was at, it's now Leo's responsibility to run to the deep court, because his partner can't back in and take the deep court. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But they're doing it opposite. The only time of the 4 shifts that you see of anybody doing it correctly is when Shorty's serving the ball. Or I should say, when Shorty is in this position right now, he's Sam serving. See, Shorty stayed up front, Sam ran to the back court. That was played perfectly. But Sam doesn't return the favor when Shorty's serving. He stays up front no matter what. Which means that Shorty has to run double.
Team Canales Montijo very close to winning this match, just 4 points.
10, series 11.
Remember, they were up 11-8,
That's
really in
right.
the driver's seat.
Nice shot there from Ruiz.
First one, Brett. Yeah. First one.
And a timeout being called here. Hand slap from Ruiz Esser. But you do get the gist of what I was talking about with the players serving. You see there with Sam Esser serving with Shorty on the right side wall. Sam's been serving over to Abraham on the right, so Shorty has to stay up front. But when Shorty's been serving, and he does that exact same thing, Shorty has to cover everything.
11, series 11.
As Sam just is kind of elected when he's playing the right to stay up front 100% of the time. Kind of interesting to see what happens if Sam serves it over to Leo.
12, series 11. Point.
Big comeback here for the national champions, down 11-8, now leading 13-11 on the verge of
11.
forcing a tiebreaker.
How that ball comes back down the right wall. Oh, that was great. And the referee lets him play through it, and a point. I love how Sam's able to keep his balance here, Dave, at the very end. He keeps his balance long enough and just snaps that wrist. We've seen him do that in a controlled setting. We've seen him do it when he was stepping over a player. This is game point, and he gets it. The final point going to Esser Ruiz, and they will force this 15-point tiebreaker coming up next. You're watching the men's semifinals of the Icebreaker number 2 at Clark Park. The winner to the finals, as we have a much anticipated tiebreaker coming up here between these guys. You predicted it.
Yep.
Nice prediction, dude.
What can I say? I just felt it. 7 straight points to end that game for Ruiz and Esser.
I have to admit, when I was running down the brackets to look at the matchups, I saw this one, and
Serve 0.
back in the days when I used to circle things, this would have been one I would have circled.
Side out. 0, serve 0. Point. 1, serve 0.
Ooh. How he's able to clip the ceiling on that deep shot. Abraham's what, 55 feet back, and he's able to hit the ceiling on that deep shot? That's incredible.
2-0. Point.
I thought Abe did a good job of migrating over to that left side, but then Sam saw him do it, and Sam decided to jam him instead of go for the kill shot. Abe was unable to get the ball back to the front wall. Point Ruiz Esser.
Yep. 3-0. And out. 3-0. Second serve.
Of all the semifinal matches, this is already the longest.
Point.
And there's nothing like running a tournament, Dave, organizing everything, doing the seeds, brackets, organizing the lights, preparing the food, playing in the tournament, and then doing the live broadcast at the same time. I'm sure you're really happy, and we haven't even talked about taking pictures and writing stories yet for you. Look at you. You do everything at these events.
I think doing the live broadcast is probably the toughest part.
Really? Is it me?
This
I'm
is
not
the most
insecure.
exhausting.
Deep down, I'm not insecure.
Yeah.
But
Well, what saves it is I just love doubles so much. I can watch it forever.
yeah, throughout the years, I've noticed that has been something that you have never commented on negatively.
I have a lot of enthusiasm for watching doubles in particular. I think it translates well to video too.
0 serves 4.
What?
Doubles is the funnest thing about handball.
Yeah, it is.
Besides complaining about everything else that's wrong with handball. Maybe not. Might be better. Too bad you don't play doubles. You'd love to be doubled up with Abraham Montijo. He's a fun guy to be in there with.
I've blocked every doubles match I've ever played out of my mind, but people come to me and say, remember when we played doubles? I knew after the first point I'd never play with you again. I hear that a lot.
Huh. I play with you again. You were amazing when we played. Best I ever seen you play. You have to play good when you're doing 3-on-1. Or 1-on-3 in your case. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Hold on to the cameras. Did he get that? Is that the furthest kill shot that's ever been hit on the Pro Tour? 62 feet, Shay says. 62 feet, Dave.
That's why Shay was out here at 4:30 in the morning drawing marker on the courts. Those were like yard markers, so he would know just how far these kill shots were.
Smart man.
Yeah.
You're saying that the fence is 73 feet back from the front wall.
Okay.
73. And that was 60. What is it, Shay? 65, he said. Okay.
Oh, that was the 65-footer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Still had another 8 feet to go. Seemed closer than that, but I guess that was his follow through. Nice.
Wow. That's like a slam dunk in basketball. That's like when you rise up over 3 people and put them on your poster. And you can crush the ball to the ceiling, get it over 2 people's heads.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
I like the ceiling shot that bounces and goes over the side. That's when you've really done something great.
That's the best shot out here.
That's kind of like taking off from the free throw line for a dunk. You can get it over that side
Yeah,
wall.
you know it can be done, but you can go out here and practice it and never do it.
Well, it has to. The right situation has to present itself. You have to be standing in the right part of the court with the right angle.
2 serves 4.
It's not like you could stand in the middle of the court and hit that shot.
Wow. That ball carried all the way over to the right wall and then squelched out. Score here 4-3, game 3.
3 serves 4.
God, Shorty knew it was going to clip that side wall, Dave.
Well, I think he was playing it both ways. It was slow enough that he could play it for a straight or a clip.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
And that's what I see with more amateur players, is only playing it one way. Even in 4-wall, when you have that revolving door coming around the back wall, sometimes it doesn't revolve, it comes straight out.
5 serves 3.
And the pro players are prepared for either. You know, you say these guys play so many matches, Dave, but the actual court time
6 serves 3.
in 8 matches, say, Lucho plays 8 matches this weekend, probably a little bit less than 4 hours.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But you see one of these Grand Slam tennis matches, 5 hours and 15 minutes for one match.
Seven serves 3. Point.
And each one of those matches, just to get underway, takes a long time. I mean, you have to go in the locker room and put on all those fluorescent clothes. Make sure they're just slightly too tight, but not tight enough to rip. And imagine the planning involved of going out and selecting those clothes and trying them on and just looking as pretty as possible.
Right.
You know, that chews up time.
But that doesn't count towards the 5 hours and 15 minutes.
No.
That's why you have to get to the court 7 hours early.
No, and that's why I'm recognizing it and pointing it out, too, because...
I haven't seen anyone wear fluorescent colors since Agassi in the 90s.
Well,
And he did it as a anti-rebel.
I'm more into the outfits that Serena wears.
Mm-hmm.
It's really changed the game of tennis.
Yeah, for the better.
Second serve. Point. Four serves 9. Long.
Team Montijo and Canales need to make it happen here. That's a good start. Does he straighten that one out, Dave, or does he send that one out the door with a natural?
5 serves 9.
I think he's straightening it out.
Point. Up.
Now it's back-to-back aces for Abraham.
Those deep serves are just so lethal in 3-wall.
He could get the hat trick here and go down the middle. He's ace shorty out the door to the left, then Sam to the right. Let's see if he goes right in between them here. Nope.
Jeez.
That was one of the longest rallies of this match. Abe a little bit off balance there with his left.
6 serves 9.
And this one, Dave, is coming down to the wire.
7 serves 9.
Great serve.
Perfect timing, too. You get that half out, and you want to come in there and kind of prove your worth.
The time's always right for that serve.
8 serves 9. Point.
You knew something bad was going to happen there. Shorty needed to come in and take that lane away.
9 serves 9.
Nice shot there from Sam.
Timeout.
Left-handed kill in the left corner and a timeout being called all together at 9 here in game number 3 of the men's semifinals of the pro doubles as we fly over. Is it called Randolph Golf Course, or what do you call this golf course?
Yeah, there's 18 holes here. One's Randolph, one is Del Uric. This is the Randolph course.
Okay.
And behind the tennis courts is Revkin Tennis Center. A lot of big national events held there.
9 serves
You
9.
saw off to the immediate right there's a skateboard park. We have the Tucson Zoo, which is located on the other side of the property, and Reed Park. Beautiful facility, actually. Look at these kids.
You've also got High Corbett Field, Dave, just about a mile from here. Less.
Serves 9.
Sam goes through these phases where he just sort of blends in with the crowd, and then for 5 points he goes on a tear and is the best player on the court.
And this is that one. Dave, can doubles be more tiring than singles? I mean, the rallies are considerably longer.
Serves 9.
Yeah, it can be. Because at least in singles, you can go in there with a philosophy that you can take control of. In doubles, you can have a philosophy, but you have to rely on the decisions that your doubles partner makes, and then you have to make adjustments while you're playing. And it's pretty taxing mentally too. There's a
But
lot
harder
going
to
on.
end the point in doubles.
Yeah, it is. You know, mathematically it is, but in singles you can say, I'm going to go in there with the mindset of serve and shoot. I'm going to try to, shoot on my first opportunity. And in doubles, you can't always say that because you don't hit every ball. You have a doubles partner out there making either mistakes or, they could either complement the game or they can prolong the rally.
Mm-hmm.
So you might be covering for them, not even hitting the ball, and you're covering behind them or in front of them or around them. And it just becomes a difficult thing as we take a look at what used to be Ashley Moeller. Now Ashley Ruiz, just married to Shorty Ruiz. The two newlyweds are here and doing quite well in this tournament.
That was a great shot from Leia. They needed that side out there, Dave. Now they've got 2 serves to score 6 points and win this match. Let's see what Abe does here on this second serve. Nerve-wracking.
Might go to the left. Now that was a good shot.
Mm-hmm.
Are you kidding me, Dave? Shorty fights that ball off and then squelches into the right corner. Watch this. It eats him up. And watch what it does on that side wall and just mouses out.
Sam lays out there on the 96-degree pavement.
See what the referee calls here. It should be over, but I can see it. Well, I guess they're calling the side out, right? And a half out. Ruiz and Esser serving here in game 3. This is the breaker to determine who will be in the finals. Ugh. Terrible decision right there from Leo. This hits the ball right into his partner's back. Could have done anything he wanted to do there, but he decides to hit it right into his own partner. I'm not quite sure what he was even going for. Now we're at game point and match point. Ruiz serving at 14-9.
Match point, serve 9.
This could be it right here. Wow. He hit the ceiling from there, Dave. Unbelievable. And Leo kept that drive going. Now Montijo and Leo taking a timeout here. Deep into the tiebreaker of Icebreaker number 2. Men's doubles semifinal, Clark Park in Tucson, Arizona. This facility.
Montijo and
Go ahead.
Canales held Shorty and Sam to just 1 point there in that last inning.
Point number 10 now for Montijo. Canales.
10, serves 14. Long ball.
Is that a foot fault called? It was long, definitely, right?
And out. Ten, serves 14. And out.
Costly air there from Leo.
The door is starting to close quickly.
Yeah, I would say it's just about all the way shut now.
This is match point.
Hold it.
2 servers to score 1 point here, Dave. The odds are certainly in the three-wall national champions' favor at this point.
Match point, serves 10. And out. Match point, serves 10.
There it is. Match going to Ruiz Esser as they take down Canales and Abraham Montijo as they now walk right into the finals of the men's pro doubles. It is the WPH Icebreaker in Tucson, Arizona, number 2 of the season, with many more to come. We have one September 17th and 18th. More handball outdoors at Clark Park. For Dave Fink, my name is Dave Vincent. Do stick around. We have more handball to show you. As we continue live with our broadcast here, stick around as we'll bring it to you on WPHLiveTV. Final score, Ruiz Esser lose 5-15, win 15-11 and 15-10.